Hello everyone. Once again, this video is a figure that I obtained from AliExpress on the internet, and it was of Golum or Smeagul from the Lord of the Rings. The reason why I chose this figure was because it's got a great pose, and the character of Golum is really interesting. When I actually got the figure, I was amazed as to the sculpt. The person who did the digital sculptor or the physical sculpting was amazing. You could see the ribs in the backbone, the fingers, the elongated fingers, the pose, and also the way that the figure itself fit together was really good. So I was really looking forward to making this build. There were a couple of minor gaps to be filled in the figure, and I used Vallejo's filler, and since it's water-based, it actually worked remarkably well. All I had to do was just get a wet cotton bud, and the filler wicked right into the gaps, and I had virtually no need for any sanding whatsoever. If it was a little bit shallow, I just added a little bit more filler. Again, applied a wet cotton bud and wiped away any excess, and it just worked perfectly. Now, initially, I wanted to paint Golum with very sullen tones. I spray painted Golum with tan from Tamiya, and then I got this paint. I forget the name of the company, but it was called Orc Flesh, and I painted it, but it looked way too tan-like. So what I did is I looked up reference from the internet, and the figure tended to be very pale, very white, with a little bit of pink. And if you look at the reference photo, it had bits of pink on his face, on his ears, on his elbows, hands, and so on. So I tried to recreate this. Once I completed painting the figure, I thought that it was missing something, and just going over the reference picture, what I needed to do was add some hair onto Golum, because he had that really scraggly type of look. I was fortunate that I did have some doll's hair around that was browny blonde, and I didn't need to paint it, and I just glued it with white glue onto his hair, and just really brought it alive, and looks very effective. The next thing I had to do was to paint the base. Initially I sprayed it grey, and then I sprayed it with a clear gloss to give it a wet look, because obviously he was in the cave. Then what I did was I applied some very thin black to get into all the crevices. I also added brown in the crevices to simulate a bit of mud, and on the very surface I dry brushed some green to represent moss and lichen. The final part of the model obviously was to add the base. I was fortunate enough to find another rolling pin, and it was a bit thinner than the ones I usually use, but it fit the base spot on. So I painted it with walnut stain, and added some gloss to it, and then I made a label with using Lord of the Rings font, which I found on the internet. The final thing I did was try to pose the figure in front of a couple of cave backgrounds. They do look nice, but I think I need to get another camera just to use on YouTube, because firstly I don't think the colour on the screen matches the actual colour. When you look at Golum, you've got a lot of brown patches on his back, but in real life, I mean, there's only a very subtle difference. And also I think the focusing of the TV background with the figure in front doesn't really work that well. If anyone's got suggestions as to the type of camera that they use when they do videos, that would be welcome. Well, I hope you like this figure. I actually had a lot of fun doing this, and looks very effective. I think the next model show I attend, I'll be entering this as one of the figures. Yeah, like I said, the sculpt was fantastic. If you like this video, please subscribe and look at my other videos. Yeah, I think my dog Rock agrees. Thank you.